Mr. Rohan Pereira. He also has a master's degree in business administration from the University of Huddersfield, as well as a member of the Association of Business Executives in the UK. Joining him is the direct representative of South Australia's university, Flinders University. Please welcome Mrs. Pamela Stagg. Of course, she has qualification in business, health sciences, adult education and migration of law. Ms. Pamela is a direct representative of Flinders University, South Australia, with 20 years of experience, of course. And also joining her, we have one of the directors, or should I say two directors, of the same campus. Please welcome Mr. Deshan Pereira and Mr. Roshan Pereira. And now Mr. Deshan Pereira has qualifications of master's degree from University of West London in the UK in business administration. He has also graduated in Bachelor of Double Major in Marketing and Management from Edith Cowan University, Australia. And of course, Mr. Roshan Pereira has master's degree from the University of West London in the UK in business administration. He has also graduated in Bachelor of Double Major in Marketing and Management from Edith Cowan University, Australia. Thank you all for joining us today, and it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. So I got to ask you, and the first question goes to you, Mr. Rohan. So I got to ask, this must be the most repetitive question you've ever got, but I've got to ask you, what is your graduate campus is all about?
Why your graduate campus, or YGC as we fondly refer to it, has a long history. In fact, we are the outcome of a 62-year-old corporate entity which was founded in 1959. In 2010, we ventured out into the field of education, in 2010 that is. In 2010, we established a cluster of international schools named York International School Network. This, of course, was in response to his father's request to set up to assist the students, or especially Sinhala and Tamil students, Sinhala and Tamil educated students, because there was a change of the medium of instruction in our schools due to political reasons, where there were three streams: Sinhala stream, English stream and Tamil stream, and majority of the students was either educated in Tamil and Sinhalese, and the English was dropped. And then his father, or he foresaw that the children are going to have a problem eventually, because they will be disconnected from the international, they will lose the international connection, and they will not have access to international knowledge. So we set up these schools in 2010. First school was in Sapagaskanda in 2010, followed by the International York School in Wattala, and the third one in Kadua. So we have these three schools, and we have large numbers of students have now educated themselves, and they've got English education, and I can proudly say that they've all got good appointments thanks to the English knowledge that we imparted and the English training that we gave them, and they're very grateful to us. But it didn't stop there, because there was a need for these students to continue their higher education, their education to the next level. So they could come up to A level, and then what? Find another campus, or to complete the education, because without an education, without degree, you're nobody today. So there was no need for these children or the students to hunt for a university to complete their education, because you know that not many students make it to the state university. So therefore, the current chairman, he decided that we are going to set up a university facility for these children. So these children, they do their A-level, and then they come to your graduate campus, and they continue their higher education under one continuum from preschool to graduate school. You see? So your graduate campus is such a fantastic place, especially for the students of York International School. They could enter as preschoolers, toddlers, leave as either a graduate or a master's. A master of business, master of engineering, or master of any field of study that they pursue. So this is York. It's a fantastic place for people to come, educate themselves, and we have connected ourselves with fabulous awarding entities. That is, because we are very, very selective in whom we work with. So primarily, we we establish contact with TVEC, which is a local regulatory authority, tertiary vocational council. That is for our lower level short courses, the diploma courses. Then we have higher national diploma with the world famous Pearson Education of UK. I'm sure you know Pearson UK, and we have got our cohorts for the Pearson Higher National Degree Program, which is equivalent to the first and second year of a British general degree program. But we have also got the prestigious Flinders University working with us. We are partners of Flinders University, where we have a working partnership in which we deliver the first year in Sri Lanka, and the students are offered the opportunity of joining or entering Flinders Uni for the second and third years.
Wonderful, Mr. Rohan. I guess the second question goes to you, Mr. Deshan. So if in your campus, what are your awarding bodies?
Yeah, so our awarding bodies are, one is from Flinders Universities. It is one of the best universities in the world, ranked in the top 300, and one of the top 20 universities in Australia. So what we basically do in that program is, first year students will be doing it in Sri Lanka at your graduate campus, and the last 2 years they'll be going to Australia for their last 2 years for their studies. So we do Bachelors of Business and Bachelors of IT. So that is the affiliation with Flinders. So also we have a program with Pearson University, Pearson Organization UK, which is equivalent to the first and 2 years of a general degree, a general British degree. So in that is a 1.5 year program for students. So once they are finished their 1.5 years, they can do the final top-up degree with a well-qualified British university.
Very well.
And also to mention the diplomas that we do, they are recognized by the TVEC body in Sri Lanka.
Very well. And next question goes to you, Mr. Roshan. And I got to ask you, in your campus, what are the financial advantages?
Yes, Shanuka, now at your graduate campus, all of our courses, like starting from the diploma courses to the degree courses, which we are doing inside full-time degree courses at Pearson HND, we offer all our payment plans are very flexible, and it is made caters to the students' needs. So however they want, we make sure to make the payment plans so that it's very flexible and easy. The payment plans are very easy. So even if there are any students who want further more advantageous plans, we offer special loans. So we offer special schemes. So with also that, as you asked for these financial advantages, if I go to this Australian transfer pathway that we have, we do the first year here and the final 2 years at Flinders University. So this will benefit both our country as well as the students. So actually for a country which will save the foreign currency, which is one of the currently very necessary during the first year here. So and also for the students, there will be a great benefit, which it will be around 6 to 7 million Sri Lankan rupees. There will be a benefit by doing a saving of during the first year in Sri Lanka.
Very well. Mrs. Pamela, I got to ask you, since your expertise is in Flinders University, tell us, what is Flinders University?
Flinders University is a very progressive and forward-thinking university. They never stuck right in this timeline where we are now. An example of that would be currently at Flinders University, they're constructing a $1.5 billion Flinders Village. And this is going to expand the campus to incorporate more student housing, shopping centres, cinemas, so that the students can come to Flinders University and have a whole of life experience. A second example would be with the help of the state government of South Australia, the train line from the central CBD has been extended, so there is one train now that goes straight into the university campus. So if the students are living off campus in the city, they can just catch their morning train. 10 minutes later, they are inside their own campus. And when they get there, the campus is very large, so there's a fleet of driverless buses which will move them from one part of the campus to another part of the campus. So that's a little bit of an explanation as to what Flinders University is. It's progressive, it's young in terms of a university. The British universities, as we know, are thousands of years old. Some of the Australian universities are 200 years old. Flinders University is 50 years old. So it's young, it's forward-thinking, it's adventurous, it is with the times.
Well, I've got to tell you, Mrs. Pamela, from those statements that you just gave me, it sounds like that campus is one for the ages. But I got to tell you, it's no secret there are multiple other campuses in Australia,
Correct.
without a doubt.
Yes.
What makes Flinders one of a kind?
One of a kind is its forward-looking vision, and it's also about how Flinders University treats its students. So, for instance, Flinders University has the highest rate of full-time employment for its graduates when they graduate from Flinders University in the whole of South Australia. It also has the highest rate of student satisfaction with the course delivery. So it's very highly ranked in terms of its student output. And I have to say as well, one of the things that is quite integral to the partnership with York Graduate Campus and Flinders University is their shared values and their shared principles. And when individuals and organisations have shared values, the values of honesty, of dependability, of trustworthiness, and where they share the same principles of student-centred education and student-centred learning, then that makes for a very strong foundation to deliver transnational education, which is quite common but quite often falls over. But with those principles and those values, this is a very strong partnership.
Excellent, Mrs. Pamela. But here's the question that we've all been waiting for. What's the partnership connectivity with your graduate campus and Flinders?
Okay, so that connectivity, first of all, is built on those shared values and those shared principles. That's the first thing. And the actual course delivery, which we are growing at present, as the other panel members have said. Presently, we're delivering the Bachelor of Business course and the Bachelor of IT, and we're working on delivering other products like the Bachelor of Education. So this partnership is growing, and what makes it particularly attractive to students in this part of Sri Lanka is the fact that Flinders University deliver over 500 courses, both undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD and higher degrees. So that is a huge suite of courses. So nearly every student that comes to see us will find the course which is going to provide the scaffold for the rest of their life, whether it be undergraduate, scaffolding onto a master's program and scaffolding onto a PhD program. Flinders University has got the course for everyone. Flinders University is extremely well known for its Faculty of Health Sciences, particularly the School of Medicine and School of Nursing. It also has excellent engineering and science facilities. For instance, 2 years ago, we built a brand new $120 million faculty just for engineering and science. So these are the things that make Flinders University stand out. Its progressiveness, it keeps with the times. You know, its facilities for artificial intelligence, cyber security, big data, they're all out of this world. You would be astounded if you came to Adelaide, South Australia. In fact, I will invite you myself. Come and see the facilities, please.
It would be a pleasure. And I would say impressive would be understatement. I would say so. Back to you, Mr. Rohan.
Yep.
What are the career advantages that our students have been enjoyed at your campus?
Primarily, we believe in producing employable graduates. We don't merely produce just graduates or just diplomats. We need them to be employed. That's the ultimate goal. Therefore, the focus that we have is to produce, with the Flinders program or with the Pearson program or with the TVEC diploma programs or even the certificate program, all of them are going to be employable graduates or diplomats, whichever field that they belong. So, which means now you would understand it is not quantity but quality. We do not believe in quantity and just producing anything and everything. We don't want to do that. As I told you it should be employable graduates. Now to do that, there is learning while working. That is, say for instance, you know what I mean, a project, say a finance project or a small accounting project or a computing project, a marketing project. Students are given the opportunity to do that project and come back. You see, so while learning, they get an opportunity to start. This is different from the internship. This is where YGC differs from others.
Wonderful. And here's another question to you, Mr. Rohan.
Yep.
It's one of the same questions that I asked Mrs. Pamela over there. Again, your campus in Sri Lanka, while there is plenty more, why your campus?
Yeah, I just told you one reason as to why we stand out among the others. Okay. We stand very tall among the others because this kind of forward thinking and this kind of out-of-the-box thinking is something that we always want to do, and we continuously keep on improving. We believe in continual improvement, not just staggered, plodding on with what everybody does. We are different. We're certainly different. We keep on thinking. In fact, if you ask me, today your graduate campus offers fabulous financial benefits, which Mr. Roshan explained. Secondly, we are now in the process of I think we are quite true. We are working with University Grants Commission to become a non-state degree awarding entity. So that itself gets the children these grants for education, loans, the government-sponsored loans. Additionally, the facilities that we provide, state-of-the-art. The lecture theatres are modern, fully air-conditioned, and they are comfortable, and we are very attentive, and we have projects, you name it, we have it, where we need to provide a comfortable learning environment to the students. Lecturers. If you take the lecturers, they're handpicked. They're evaluated continuously. We do a feedback. I don't want to explain these things, but go into detail. But then we evaluate our lectures because the student learning matters to us. The quality, the learning outcomes, and also mainly what the student captured from the module remains very important to us. So there's a very consistent hands-on monitoring of the learning. Assessments, if you take, even those we have the academic head, he's not present here today, but he's very much on the thought he has a hands-on kind of evaluation of the students. There is moderation of our assignments and our assessments. In fact, we are having discussions with the University of California to moderate our question papers so that we have a transparency and we maintain standards which are compatible locally as well as internationally. Our assignments are also as per the assessment rubrics set down by Flinders as well as Pearson or whichever the awarding body is, and we are 100% compatible. Therefore, quality-wise, the degree that our students get from the awarding body is not only some people say you get the certificate that everybody gets, but they are knowledge-wise also equivalent and compatible.
Impressive. So I got to ask you, what are the facilities afforded at your graduate campus to you, Mr. Roshan?
Yes, Now, actually, your graduate campus, I think our CEO also mentioned some of them. So, from the moment you step in, you can see all the students and our customers, the parents, are greeted by a set of experience and a set of counselors who are always very helpful and always online to assist our students in any case. And we have made our campus in a way of a modern structure. It's a state-of-art campus institute, and if you go to one of our main priority was to get high standard of education. So one main aspect of it is to provide good quality, comfortable classrooms. So all our lecture rooms are state-of-the-art, and they have multimedia projectors with air conditioned, and the boards are soundproofed lecture rooms. With that, we have student lounge, which consists of pool tables, ice hockey tables, and also some other sofas for socializing. And we have a library, which consists of computers for research. And going towards the outdoor, we have a full court basketball court. And one of the main areas which I find in institutions are the car park, which is a concern for many students, which we have a car park for more than 50 vehicles to park. And we also have a separate area, garden area, for recreational activities for students for outdoor studying, and many other activities. So I tell all the people watching here also, just visit our campus in Kelaniya and to see what kind of campus and the environment that YGC offers.
Impressive. And back to you, Mrs. Pamela. Now, how is the student life in Australia?
Yeah, student life in Australia, as we all know, has changed because of the COVID situation. But we are now getting back to the new normal, which is fantastic. So right now, our borders are open. They opened this week, so our international borders are open to international students. Students who are fully vaccinated can come to Australia with no quarantine, and that in itself sets them up for a good time in South Australia. So in South Australia, our students can expect an outdoor participation in their life. So we're very close to the beach. Flinders University itself is about 10 to 15 minutes away from the beach, the beautiful golden sandy beaches of South Australia. The students can enjoy the opportunity to work 20 hours a week. There are plenty of part-time jobs in South Australia. We truly need workers of every description. We lost a lot of workers because of the COVID. We lost a lot of students and international backpackers and international workers. So we need workers of every description. We need students who can work in our hospitality industries, who can work in our tourism industries, who can work in any industries. So we're very, very happy to announce that the students can come to Adelaide and enjoy Adelaide is known as the festival state. So right now, this week, we're having our largest international festival for the first time in 2 years, providing a lot of enjoyment, but also a lot of job opportunities. We also have, as you all know, the very famous Adelaide Oval, which is one of the companies that has agreed to take international students for part-time employment at Adelaide Oval, and we have a facility now through the South Australian government for students to log on to our job centre run by the South Australian government and secure themselves a part-time job before they even arrive in South Australia. So we have facilities like the beautiful Adelaide Cricket Oval where students can apply to work part-time. So we encourage our students to have a good mix of study, work and play. So we have got internationally recognized swimming aquatic centres which were used in the Olympics and last Commonwealth Games. We've got our beautiful beaches. Obviously we have our fabulous wildlife, and it is not unusual at all for our students to get very excited when they're on campus when they see the koalas. So we have koalas on campus. They've lived there naturally, so we don't interfere with the koalas. But we do have a fantastic wildlife. Koalas, kangaroos, to go out into the beautiful bushland, which is very close for hiking, those kind of activities, mountain biking. And then, of course, for the more mature students, we are surrounded by lush wineries. So the very famous Barossa Valley is on our doorstep, where you can enjoy a beautiful glass of wine and all the beautiful foods that we grow in the food basin, which is the outskirts of Adelaide, is known as the food basin of Australia. So we have beautiful beaches, beautiful hills, wildlife, work opportunities, and fabulous education.
I gotta say, Mrs. Pamela, I'm speechless. Well, here's a question worth asking. Either you, Mr. Rohan, or Mrs. Pamela, you can pitch in. COVID-19, it's no secret. So what is your future plans, I would ask, regarding your campus on educational methods, if I might to add, probably if the COVID-19 would, often get worse?
Well, I can assure you that if we were to be unfortunate to revert back to the situation that's been the last couple of years, Flinders University live streams its lectures, which it has done during the COVID lockdown. So live streaming of lectures, and then we also, every lecture is recorded, whether or not we're in COVID or not in COVID, so that students have the added advantage of being able to go back to every lecture that they've ever had, which is very advantageous for assignments. But getting back to your original question, how will students be supported? Flinders University, when COVID hit, instigated a system of care packages for all international students. It was acknowledged that international students don't have the support systems of domestic students because they're away from their families. So there was a system of care packages installed, which included provisions being directly delivered to students, counselling provided to students, both social counselling, mental health counselling, and religious counselling. So we've done it once, and we're very well prepared to support our students domestically and internationally should any of these situations arise again.
Very well. Mr. Deshan, the floor is yours this time. And I got to ask, in your campus, what are the assessment standards and education quality assurance at your campus?
Yeah, when it comes to the academic and the quality assurance, it is one of the most important part of any institute, and we take it very serious at your graduate campus. We make sure that all students face exams, written exams, oral assessments are done, and also viva sessions are being done, one-to-one sessions, and also presentations where all of those are being monitored and evaluated by moderators as well as in-house lecturers. So also there will be EVs, that is external verifiers, coming from overseas. Now, for instance, our program with Pearson, they come and they check and monitor how well we are doing. Therefore, YGC looks into the academic and the quality assurance in a very important, and we give a lot of weight on the academics, because we do not want to compromise on our quality when it comes to the academics, and we evaluate with lot of attention. Yes.
Very well. Mrs. Pamela, this question goes out to you as well. Let's talk about work opportunities and stay back opportunities. Mm-hmm. Tell us all about it.
Okay. It's very interesting, huh?
It is very interesting because it's what we call a moving feast. So what I say to you today about work opportunities and stay back it may be different to in 6 months' time, and it's certainly different to what it was 6 months ago. But right now, I'll start with the work opportunities. As I said before, Australia has a shortage in every profession that you could possibly imagine. So we have a shortage of plumbers, of tilers, of house builders. We have a shortage of doctors, of dentists, of physiotherapists. We have a shortage of farmers. We have a shortage of judges. We also have a shortage of clergy, and we have a shortage of administrators, of managers, of supply chain logistics organizers. So if you were to go on to search engines such as Seek, which is Australia's largest job recruitment agency, and if you were to search for marketing managers, it would give you the number of vacancies today in Australia, and I guarantee that you're going to be in 4 figures. So it might be like 6,000 positions or something like that, you know, because we have a shortage of everything right now. Okay, so that has been recognised by the federal government, and there's been a number of initiatives to help recruit more migrants through skilled migration, and also through offering PR opportunities to students who've stayed back. Okay, so interestingly, one of the strategies that the federal government has employed is most Sri Lankans would be familiar with the cities of Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. Okay, so Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane are on the east coast of Australia, and they're very fast growing cities, and they're very highly populated. Okay, so our federal government has decided to disincentivize stay back in those particular cities. Okay, so that disincentive is to not increase the number of years for a post-study work visa, and to not offer additional points for PR, for instance. So whilst disincentivizing the East Coast, it has incentivized the rest of Australia. So places like South Australia, Adelaide in South Australia, Perth in Western Australia, the northern coast of Queensland, Tasmania, Northern Territory. If you were to study in any of those regions, you now get the opportunity to have a 4-year post-study work visa, which is more than if you would be studying in Brisbane, Sydney or Melbourne. And not only that, our migration system for PR is a points-based system. So you need to achieve 65 points even to be considered for PR. Okay? So if you study at Flinders University in Adelaide, South Australia, or in our other universities in the West Coast, you will be given bonus points, 5 points, just by virtue of the fact that you have lived and studied outside of those large populated cities. So in terms of stay back, a lot of students want to have the opportunity to stay back. So what I would say to the students is, be very careful where you choose to study, because the geographic location of your study campus will have a direct impact on your ability to stay back for longer, and for the points that you can achieve if you were to want to apply for PR. But I have to say, I am not a migration agent, okay? So I am speaking as an education agent, but I am qualified in migration law, and I am confident in what I am speaking to you about, but I am not a migration agent.
Wise words, Mrs. Pamela. And on to you, Mr. Dashan and Mr. Roshen. Since you're young directors at one of the finest campuses in Sri Lanka, what would your message be to the students of Sri Lanka if they want higher education providers?
Yeah, actually what I actually would tell on it is that after your, currently the A-levels, it's ongoing on A-levels. So even if you're after O-levels, what I recommend is for you all to start your higher education at a young age. So the earlier you finish your higher education or your bachelor's degree in whatever field that you are interested in, the faster you can upgrade and go into the career which your ambition is on. So that is the message. So it is about finishing your higher education and your field of education at the youngest age possible. So because we all know that education is the key to the future. So I suggest everyone, if they have done their O-levels or A-levels, without waiting for a long time, to come to visit YGC and to see what YGC offers, the courses, and so that you can explore the future.
I would like Deshan to explain on the pathways available.
Yeah, so as Roshan also rightly said, that students can gain their bachelor's in computing or business very fast, or within 2 years to 3 years. So the main students, after their O-levels, they can do their foundation. Once they finish their foundation, which is about 6 to 8 months, or maybe 1 year, then they can move on to their bachelor's. So they do not want to do their A-levels, so they can straight away do the foundation and get on with their bachelor's degree. And once they are finished with their bachelor's degree within the 3 years, they can move on to the master's, where within a very young age you can do your degree and master's, and you will be very well recognized in the industry, in the field of your industry. So I think it's a very important, nowadays very important for students to make sure that they get well qualified within a very young age. And I think your graduate campus gives this golden opportunity to all of us, all of the students in Sri Lanka. Therefore, I'm sure that all of you are looking will come and visit us, visit our campus, and we are here and we are ready to facilitate all your needs and requirements.
Actually, if I were to add on, these two gentlemen on my left, there is Deshan and Roshan, they're very young, and they are young, and they're a good example for all. Since you asked what is the message for the younger generation, so these two are young directors, but they're not just young directors, but they're qualified young directors. So this is exactly what I want to tell the generation or the students. Don't waste your time. Don't just hit your head against a rock and look for a job, and qualify yourself. And that too, look at these two. They're both having their master's degrees, basic, general, as well as master's degrees. So qualified young and qualified entrepreneurs who have the confidence, learning, and the capacity, including the capability to run a business. So this is all in a nutshell. This is a fantastic opportunity, and these are examples for them to follow.
Or in other words, sky is the limit, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
$1 billion words, Mr. Rohan, and I gotta tell you, so what do the children of Sri Lanka have to do to register to your prestigious campus?
Well, it's basically nothing, just come across. We are situated on the Kandy Road, right opposite the Kalini University. Easy access. Just drop by, register yourself, tell us what you want, and we will find what you can do. We will provide you with what you can do. Our counselors will talk to you, and they will tell you what requirement, what entry qualification, what you can do to become a qualified erudite, an employable erudite in the Sri Lanka that can explore the Sri Lankan and the international job market.
Adding on to Mr. Rohan, I would like to also say that proudly we have enrolled more than 700 students right now within last year for all the programs. So for students to get in touch with us, we are in social networking sites, and you can also, as Mr. Rohan said, we are located in the main road of Kalania, in front of Kalania University, and also we have plans to open up more branches in Colombo and also suburbs of Colombo, right? So I think students have a very good opportunity to come and grab this opportunity with us, with YGC, and they can live their dream.
So there you have it, dear parents of Sri Lanka. If you want to give your children the highest, finest education, YGC is the way to go. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, and see you next time.